Thailand looks like he's going to try.
Ya guys, assalamualaikum guys semuanya. Buat teman-teman seperti apa yang maaf atas keterlambatannya. Jadi kita sudah live ya. Ya, yang mau linknya langsung aja ke DM IG guys, teman-teman sekalian. Salah satu poin. Kesiangan guys, teman-teman.
Right now though here in Austin for Marcmarquez as he has a comfortable 2.1 second advantage over Bagnaia. Just regained 12th place from Fabio Quartararo.
Bang Indra, Lesmana, langsung aja Bang Indra ke link IG aja Bang. Link IG aja Bang.
Nowhere near that marker at the moment in this Grand Prix.
Kita langsung aja guys.
Where we didn't think many riders were going to start on those slicks, of course, that very quickly changed. But Quartararo now is having a very difficult afternoon. Back behind then, Marco Bezzecchi into 14th position, and he could soon be out of the points if it continues the way it is. Bastianini now queuing up behind him. 2:02.5 then for Marcmarquez. Bagnaia now much closer to Marquez's pace as Marquez dropped down to a mid 2:02. The lead 2.2 seconds, but Bagnaia, as you mentioned, is just ever so slightly creeping away from Alex Marquez in third.
Yeah, at the moment, Bagnaia does have Alex's measure, it seems. That gap has crept up to nearly 0.8 of a second. Oh no, Marcmarquez has crashed! Marcmarquez has crashed out of the lead here in Austin, Texas. That is the third time here in COTA that Marcmarquez, 2019, 2024, and now 2025, Marcmarquez sees his unbeaten, undefeated record go in a blur here. Marcmarquez drops the ball here in COTA. Can you believe it? He was cruising 2.2 seconds clear as he tipped into turn 4 on lap number 9, and Marcmarquez has blown it.
Pecco Bagnaia leads the Grand Prix of the Americas improbably. Here we go then into turns 3 and right through 4. Curves. And the front end washes away. There'll be still some water on those curves. So lucky that he was 2 seconds up the road because he came back across the racetrack. And Pecco Bagnaia, well, what goes around comes around for him. Remember, Bagnaia crashed out of the lead here 2 years ago. This time the gift lands into his hands.
Was he just getting a little bit greedy there on the inside curve and on that white line? Marcmarquez then, well, he was the major talking point before the Grand Prix. After he walked off the grid seconds before the start of the initial start, he's going to be the major talking point now post-Grand Prix for another reason as well, because as we mentioned, he's a 7-time winner here in COTA. As remount, I don't think he's got a right foot peg, so surely he's going to have to pit here. You can just see there.
Yeah, he's running in 18th place at the moment, is Marcmarquez. Even without a foot peg, I'm sure he could still catch up and score points from there. So quick he is around this place. But it's Pecco Bagnaia now, after an awful start to 2025 by his super high standards. All of a sudden, the 63 is staring at a 30th MotoGP victory. He leads Alex Marquez by 1.3 seconds.
It's Christmas in COTA, isn't it, for Pecco Bagnaia? I don't think he can quite believe his eyes, just as we can't. You can see there Marcmarquez looking down. He has not got a right foot peg, so surely he's going to have to pit here. Over the line he comes in 18th place. He lost 29 seconds in that incident where he crashed at turn 4. Well, we had to wait until Friday morning for his first factory Ducati crash, but he dumped it in the rain conditions at turn 2. And we've had to wait until, well, of all places, COTA, where he's over 2 seconds clear to suffer his first race crash in red. I don't think I don't think any of us really can quite believe it.
You could write a book about the 2025 Grand Prix of the Americas for Marquez. The crash on Friday, of course, the battle with his teammate Alex Marquez yesterday, and then the drama before the race even got underway this afternoon. And in the end, it's all gone to pot for Marquez. There will be no 8th Grand Prix victory here in Austin, Texas, as he now gets overtaken by last year's COTA winner. Maverick Vinales and Marcmarquez are battling for 18th place in this race. Marcmarquez is just sticking out there in case a point or two is going to hand his way. I don't think he's going to be so lucky.
He's got a busted screen as well, so his aero is going to be all over the shop. Look, you can see he's got no right foot peg, he's got no screen, he's going to get an absolute buffeting. He's going to be getting pummeled now without a screen at 330 kilometres an hour. That happened to Fermin Aldeguer yesterday in the sprint, and when he came back to the pits after just 10 laps, he couldn't move his neck. Such had been the physical strain as he powered down the back straight. Marquez is just a passenger here, isn't he? He's just a sitting duck. Although, to be fair,
well, Salvadori's having fun.
With only one foot peg, Marquez has tried to resist Maverick Vinales and Lorenzo Savadori. Wow, can you believe it? Well, he tried his best to crash at turn 18 in the sprint on lap 1 yesterday. He got away with that one. There was no escaping a crash here today in Kota for Marc Marquez, who was cruising in Kota. Over 2 seconds clear when he crashed at turn 4, clipping the curb and the white line on the inside. And that was good night as far as win number 8 was concerned here in Austin for the 93.
It's not in his makeup to pull out and to give up over Grand Prix. He never gives up, but at this stage he's the last rider, save for Sunkiat Chantry, who I saw going wide at turn 12 on the previous lap. Marc Marquez is in 20th. That's because Pedro Acosta has now pulled out of the race. I kind of fancy Marc Marquez might do the same very shortly, because there's virtually no points to race for now at this stage of the race. Well, one world champion, of course, crashing out of the lead. Surely Pecco Bagnaia, given how he's been racing for scraps so far this season, surely he's not going to pass this opportunity up. He's continued to extend his lead over Alex Marquez. It's 1.6 seconds now. And Alex Marquez, well, he doesn't have his older brother to worry about now, but he might still be on course for second place.
Of course, all the mayhem for Marquez has meant that Gian Antonio has been put into 3rd place. He has not had a podium since his victory at Qatar in 2023. I'm afraid to say it's another Honda crash for Joan Mir. He's been down the road twice already this weekend at turn 15, including in the sprint yesterday. And once again, another top 10 challenge slips through the fingers of poor old Joan Mir. This time around, he goes down at turn 12.
I wonder whether he was also on the curb there on the outside as he was having that battle down into the braking zone of 12. So Joan Mir then, unfortunately for him, a weekend that's shown plenty of potential, but he leaves Austin, Texas with no points. Bagnaia is still lapping in the 2:02s. Jorge Martin, I mean, a good look at the big screen. He's seen plenty, we've all seen plenty over the years. Have we ever seen a Grand Prix quite like this one?
So Marc Marquez,
guys, teman-teman sekalian, sudah berjalan di
he had 5 wins, 3 in the sprint, 2 in the Grand Prix. It looked like he was going to hit them for 6 once again here in Kota. We were posing the question all weekend, weren't we? Who could stop Marc Marquez winning here in Austin? Well, it was Marc Marquez himself with a big self-inflicted wound.
7 lap lagi.
That will hurt, that will sting. Of course, I think it was, well, in 2019, he crashed out of a lead of over 3 seconds, but that was an electronics glitch on the factory Honda, not really his fault. In 2024, right here, braking hard into turn 11, there was brake fade. That was a technical issue, an external factor, which put Marquez out of the lead. This time around, though, this was all his own doing.
Marc Marquez is still running, incidentally, but he is 6 seconds off the pace, so unless we get a bit more of what happened to Joan Mir months ago, he's not going to score any points. And you have to say, if we are going to have a World Championship battle this season, which many are predicting to be between Marc Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia, with all due respect to Alex Marquez, who's currently second in the World Championship, and as it stands with second place, Alex Marquez is on course to take the lead of the World Championship out of here by a point from Marc Marquez. If he stays where he is, Pecco Bagnaia has to jump all over these mistakes from Marc Marquez. If he's currently playing catch-up, if Marc Marquez is going to give you an open goal, you've got to slot it home.
What's the famous old saying in MotoGP? Never say never, expect the unexpected. Well, we've had some big shocks here today in Austin as Marc Marquez dumps it out of the lead on the factory Ducati. His first big mistake as a factory Ducati rider, clipping the damp white line and curb on the inside of turn 4. I think we're all still kind of in shock, really, that Marc fluffed his lines in such spectacular fashion. At the front then, Bagnaia has started his lap 13 of 19. He's in a comfortable lead of nearly 2.5 seconds ahead of Alex Marquez. He then in turn has got a 2-second advantage over Fabio Di Gianantonio. Fair play here for Marquez just to be soldiering on with a broken screen, 1 foot peg. You know, the easy option here would just be to quit on your stall, wave the white flag and pull in, but no, he's not a quitter, is he, Marquez?
I guess he's also thinking if we get a red flag, he might be able to stay out, but he is now finally right on cue. We finally called it.
I think I cursed him on Friday when I said he was a masterful performance so far.
Maybe that's what Marc Marquez was thinking. We're getting to the point now where a red flag isn't even going to save me, so I might as well pull in. No points, extraordinarily, this Sunday afternoon for Marc Marquez.
You know what, riding like that as well, you're going to be getting cramp in your leg. It's just almost impossible to ride. Wow, well, nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw this coming at all, did we? We thought he was a shoo-in. We thought he was nailed on for that 8th victory here in COTA. But out of the blue, out of absolutely nowhere, Marc Marquez has a premature ending to this Austin Grand Prix. For the 3rd time, he has cracked out the lead. This was the major moment here in Austin. Look at that on the inside curve. And just too slippery, just pushing too hard. Oh dear, oh, the tears are flying for some of the young 93 fans. Well, they've had plenty to smile about, haven't they, so far in 2025?
Well, this is why they don't race on paper. No such thing as a foregone conclusion at this level. Even Marc Marquez, the form he's in, has proven that mistakes can happen, that he is human. It looked like he was all set, wasn't it, to extend his unbeaten run this season. 3 pole positions, 3 sprint wins, but there will not be a... Not today, at least.
It was the late, great Nicky Hayden, who we always remember fondly when we come to American soil, of course. I remember the great Hayden quote from back in the day. It's why we line up on Sunday, because you never truly know what can happen. Brad Binder's tumbling down the leaderboard. He's back in 13th place is the South African.
Well, we've already seen Pedro Acosta hit the deck in this race. Surely not Brad Binder going the same way. We've not got a yellow flags though out at the moment. Maverick Vinales has now come across the line in 16th place. We are still waiting for a 33 for Brad Binder to come across the line to complete this 13th lap of 19. So he's either gone down or he's had some sort of adventure somewhere on the racetrack, because Fermin Aldeguer was all sideways there, coming through the right-hander as he now dips up the inside of Johan Zarco. Zarco, though, he's not going to take this one lying down. 6th place is the reward here.
He's pure class, isn't he, Zarco? On that Honda RC213V, once again, he's been head and shoulders of the best Honda rider in the pack and taking the fight to a Ducati GP24. Could be back-to-back top 6s this for Johan Zarco. 6th last time out in Zermatt was the best Honda result of Brad Binder. His KTM has cried no more. It's been another day to forget, hasn't it, for the Austrian brand, with Pedro Acosta crashing out the first corner and already retired, and now Binder having to park it. A little bit further back is Nea Bastianini trying to work his way through on Luca Marini. Well, I'm sure everybody still here in COTA in shock after Marc Marquez crashed out of the lead. I wonder if Davide Tardozzi, the boss, has already had an explanation. Let's go down to Davide, who joins Jack.
Davide, you just spoke to Mark then after he came in. What did he have to say?
Yeah, he's sorry with the team. He says sorry to the team, but unfortunately he cut a bit too much the corner, and he touched the apex, and it was a bit wet.
Thanks, Davide.
Yeah, it looked a pretty obvious call, didn't it, from outside, as Marc Marquez just looked like he got a little bit too greedy, as Aldeguer has made a way through on Zarco. Turn 4 then, catching out number 93. Aldeguer was just a little bit offline there as he came through turn 20, had a little bit of a look over his shoulder just to make sure that there was potentially no contact coming with Johan Zarco. Still a top ride this by Zarco. A top ride, actually, to be fair, to Fermin Aldeguer, on course for his first top 6 in the MotoGP World Championship. Spoke to a couple of his Gresini team this weekend, and they felt like, even in the full wet conditions on Friday, rain or shine here in COTA, that he has had sort of top 5, top 6 potential.
Alex Marquez hasn't got that 2nd place in the World Championship lead sewn up just yet. He's running in the high to mid 203s. He lost 0.4 of a second on the last lap to Fabio Di Gianantonio, who we saw once he got into clear space yesterday had very good pace late on. So Di Gianantonio sniffing in second place. Of course, he's on course as it stands for a podium finish, his first since he won in Qatar late in 2023. Of course, having won the early battle with his teammate Frankie Morbidelli, he was the one in position to take advantage when Marc Marquez left a podium position on the table. And we're going to track them on this current lap. Alex Marquez has been able to respond slightly through the second sector of this lap, but Gian Antonio is certainly not letting Alex Marquez rest on that second place yet.
So this is on board with Marco Bezzecchi's factory Aprilia. He's got Johann Zarco directly ahead of him. This is Zarco in 7th, Bez at the moment in 8th place, closing right up on Zarco's rear tyre as they grabbed a handful of brake going into turn 13 into the infield section. Very tight first gear now through this. Then now can he get himself up into that 7th place? Aldeguer, as you can see, just moving out of your picture, already gapping Zarco, having made that move into 6th place at the front. Bagnaia now 3.1 seconds clear of Alex Marquez. Aldeguer, superb pace. He's just fired in as Marco Bezzecchi fires the factory Aprilia on the inside of Johann Zarco. They go side by side. Some battle this as they drop now down through the 3rd gear, turn 2, trying to go the long way around the outside was Bezzecchi. Thought about trying to get the inside line through 3, no way through. Aldeguer for 202.496 on 15 lap on Michelin tyres. He was 7/10 of a second faster than your race leader Bagnaia,
who was the second fastest rider on track last time around. The fastest lap of the Grand Prix was a 2:02.2 from Marc Marquez early on. That's extraordinary late race pace from Aldeguer. He'll catch Jack Miller at a rapid rate of knots if he continues that sort of pace. He was a second near enough quicker than Miller. He's only 1.2 seconds behind him at the start of this lap. That's already come down to under a second. Aldeguer is sniffing 5th place.
Yeah, great job this, isn't it, by the rookie, who at the moment looks anything but a rookie. Here's his teammate, Alex Marquez, who, as it stands right now, what a moment this would be for the 28-year-old Spaniard, a former Moto3 and Moto2 world champion back in the day, on course to lead the MotoGP World Championship for the very first time, leading Zarco now in this battle for 7th place is Bezzecchi. Zarco can't relax here because Enea Bastianini is putting together another brilliant late charge on the factory KTM. He has just picked off 9th place from Luca Marini, the tyre whisperer, starting to make some noise here in Gotha.
Meanwhile, Fermin Aldeguer is about to gobble Jack Miller up for afternoon dinner. He's now already on this latest lap down to within 3/10 of a second. Here is that battle. At the start of this lap, he was 1.2 seconds behind Jack Miller. He's now a bike length behind Jack Miller. Aldeguer should easily here take 5th position. 2.5 laps to go, 3 laps to go. Of course, because Pecco Bagnaia has already gone across the line to start lap 17. So Fermin Aldeguer just has to be patient here. He's got so much more pace than Miller.
Just incredible how quickly Aldeguer was able to gap Zarco and Bezzecchi behind him. He was racing those two a couple of laps ago. Miller's not giving up this top 5 there without an almighty fight, as you knew he wouldn't. How close was that? He's not backward at coming forward, is he, Fermin Aldeguer? Can be a little bit hot-headed at times. He was often not winning too many friends and favours in the Moto2 World Championship, but what a ride this is by the Spanish rider. You have to sort of give yourself a knock on the head. Just remember, he's still only 19 years of age, isn't he, Fermin Aldeguer, showing exactly why Ducati picked him up before we'd even started last year's Moto2 World Championship.
Looking at our top 3 then, continuing to chart the gap. It's come down again on that last lap. Gian Antonio to Alex Marquez. Half a second the difference between the two of them in terms of their recent lap times. A personal best for Digia on a 2:02.8 last time around versus a 2:03.3 for Alex. Seconds. If Alex Marquez continues to hemorrhage time at that rate, he could have some last lap trouble from Digia.
Well, some things never change, do they? Enea Bastianini, whether he's on a Ducati or a KTM in MotoGP, you better watch out towards the final laps of a MotoGP race because he's got... Oh, Zarco's tucked the front on the LTR Honda. Johann Zarco then, who was starting to lose places. He'd been picked up by Aldeguer, Bezzecchi, and then...
Chris.
For the number 5, the beast on the inside into turn 12. Oh, that's unfortunate, isn't it, for Zarco? Looked like he might have actually just lost the rear as he picked up the throttle.
Aldeguer's
gone down. Well, they're dropping like flies, aren't they, late on here now? and Kota are head in hands. There's his manager, former 125cc rider, former Moto2 star Hector Falbel. So Fermin Aldeguer, who was on course for a sensational top 5. He's gone down at turn 15 and he's hobbling away from the scene of the crime.
Yeah, slow crash in turn 15. Pretty hobbling away. I fear he might have high-sided on the way out of turn 15. Such a shame because he had ridden so well. He'd just gone through on Jack Miller and that was about as far up the field as he was going to get because Morbidelli was 3 seconds up the road. Unfortunately, he does not get the result that his general weekend's performance deserves.
And that has pushed Marco Bezzecchi then in the side of top 6 in the factory Aprilia. He hasn't got that top 6 coming up as well either because Bastianini is in 7th place behind him.
The gap now 1 second between Alex Marquez and Fabio Di Giannantonio. Di Giannantonio is still
lap lagi guys teman-teman sekalian.
Alex Marquez cannot respond to that at this stage. He's still stuck in the mid to high 203s. There could be some late last lap pain coming here for Alex Marquez.
Fabio
Di Giannantonio might deny him the World Championship lead.
So Pecco Bagnaia in that luxury position in a MotoGP race where he's got a lap and a half remaining and he's 2.5 seconds clear of his nearest rival, which is still Alex Marquez. Di Giannantonio hard on the brakes. Look at the time that Di Giannantonio is taking out of the 73 ahead of him.
What did we say last season? Pecco Bagnaia arguably lost at the World Championship to Jorge Martin because he made too many mistakes. You have to give Bagnaia credit, even when he's been off the pace relative to
guys,
so far. He's brought the bike home
lagi teman-teman.
the points. And surely in this kind of situation with Marc Marquez out of the Grand Prix, who's just joining us, crashing out of a 2-second lead, this is one opportunity that Pecco Bagnaia simply has to take. He is a lap and a corner away from taking his first Grand Prix win of 2025.
But more significantly, it's the rider behind him who's going to seize the lead in the MotoGP World Championship. A memorable day for one of the Marquez brothers, an unforgettable day, an instantly forgettable day for Marc having crashed out of that comfortable lead. A last lap underway then here, just
last
about 5 kilometers now to negotiate.
Terakhir.
The gap between Alex Marquez and Fabio Di Giannantonio, will that stay pretty much put at 1 second? They both exchanged 202.9s on that last lap. It does look like Alex Marquez will cling on to second place and decisively seize the lead in the MotoGP World Championship for the very first time.
Yeah, credit to Alex Marquez there, sensed the danger and dropped back down into the 202s, and that should have nipped any Fabio Di Giannantonio hopes of second place firmly in the bud. Morbidelli's in only 4th from Jack Miller, who did take a second down of Morbidelli on the last lap. But Gigi Dall'Igna there watching on, but he's going to get a factory Ducati victory on this Sunday afternoon in Austin, and Pecco Bagnaia has cut a desolate figure at times so far this season. He's had to sit silently and watch celebrations on the other side of the garage as Marc Marquez has won everything in sight so far in 2025. It's finally going to swing back around for the double world champion today.
Pecco has been there to pick up the pieces of Marc Marquez's huge error, having crashed out of the lead for the 3rd time here in Austin. He can relax now. This has been some response from Pecco Bagnaia, who has been under pressure. There's been talk of a crisis early on in 2025 for the former double MotoGP world champion. It's going to be a bright day for one of the Marquez brothers, who's going to wrestle top spot in the World Championship, Fabio Di Giannantonio. After all of his injury struggles, all of his injury woes towards the back end of last season, the start of this season, he's going to make a return to the podium. But there are just 2 corners left now for Pecco Bagnaia to negotiate. Marc Marquez blew it here in Kota as he takes a first victory of the season. Pecco Bagnaia is your winner in Austin 2025. Alex Marquez takes 20 super important points for the championship in second place, and he does depose Marc from the lead of the standings. Fabio Di Giannantonio does take a brilliant 3rd place. Great weekend for Digi, a 4th in the sprint, a 3rd in the Grand Prix. That's successive 3rd places for Valentino Rossi's Ducati squad. Morbidelli is 4th. Jack Miller, brilliant, leading the Yamaha charge once again in 5th. Top 6 of Bezzecchi. Bastianini came through to 7th. Top 10s for Marini, Agura and Quartararo. That's a Honda best for Luca Marini in 8th place. The 10th rider in MotoGP history then to achieve 30 wins is Pecco Bagnaia. I mean, we were talking about people saying that he was under pressure, he was in crisis. He's actually made his best ever start to a World Championship campaign, having come into this Kota weekend with 43 points. He's a very, very popular figure, isn't he? He's the former world champion. And as we mentioned, you have to be in it to win it. You've got to be there when some of your rivals are making mistakes. You have to punish them when they're down, and that is exactly what Pecco Bagnaia has done today. His first win of 2025. I'm sure mixed emotions right now down the factory Ducati garage. Let's get the thoughts of Gigi Ligny with Jack.
Gigi, proof that nothing is a certainty in MotoGP. I'm sure commiserations go to Mark, but just how important a win does that feel for Pecco?
Yeah, for sure, it's an important win for him because it's a mistake for Mark because he was leading the race without any problem, but as you said, the MotoGP
Thank you
race
guys,
is like
like-nya.
that, so you never know
Maaf
until the
terlambatannya.
checkered flag. So anyway, good race for Pecco and good race for Ducati anyway. So we are quite happy for sure. Quite happy for one part of the box,
Thank you.
not really happy for the other one, but you know, this is our life.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, just a second ever factory Ducati victory on American soil. You have to go all the way back to Casey Stone at Laguna Seca in 2007. Wins in red in the USA are quite rare. Pecco Bagnaia is victorious for the first time in 2025. And what a moment with his special NFL Stars and Stripes inspired American livery. Fabio Di Giannantonio, the American fans will love this. They'll be lapping this up, won't they, from the Italian, who has had some real tough times of late. He was suffering in the second half of last season, dislocating that left shoulder initially at the German Grand Prix in the Saxon Ring. Well, who would have thought at the end of this unbelievable race day here in Austin that Alex Marquez would be the new leader of the MotoGP World Championship? That's exactly the state of play, though, as it stands right now. Let's get the thoughts of Gresini boss Michele Massini with Jack.
Michele, consistency, clearly doing the job for Alex. Second again, but he leads the World Championship.
Yeah, amazing. Another Gresini fairy tale. I think that this GP will be crucial because it's not one of our favorite track layout, but his constancy we continue like this with this really strong pace every time, every session, every race, and we are really proud of that.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Yeah, Alex Marquez leads the MotoGP World Championship for the first time, and he leads it by a single point after his brother Mark made that key error when he was leading at turn 4. Pecco Bagnaia is enjoying the celebration. I think there's going to be some hot dogs for him in Park Fair, mate. Well, I'm sure he's worked up an appetite after what would have felt like a pretty stressful 19-lap Grand Prix. The history books, of course, the record books will show that the winner of the 2025 Red Bull Grand Prix of the Americas was Italian Pecco Bagnaia, but that will not come close to telling anything like the full story. All the pre-race drama, which of course, who else could have been involved other than Marc Marquez? And when we finally got underway, well, it looked like he was streaking away to that elusive 8th win here in Kota when he crashed out on a slippery, wet, white line and curve at turn 4. And not only did he lose the lead in the race, but he also loses the lead in the MotoGP World Championship. Welcome to Parc Ferme, and the rider now numero uno in the MotoGP standings in 2025.
Masih tetap di
We're
urutan
informed here in the
kedua.
commentary box that some fans gave Pecco Bagnaia a hot dog on Thursday when he arrived at the circuit, and he answered to them, only on Sunday if I win. Well, he's going to fulfill that promise here this afternoon as a hot dog awaits for our Kota winner.
Hasn't he munched on a hot dog in Mugello before? Yeah, when he's won Grand Prix. That will just be a massive pick-me-up, won't it, for Pecco Bagnaia? He will be honest, he'll be realistic and say yes, he's victorious because of the mistake by Marc Marquez, but as he mentioned, you have to take your opportunities when they come your way. Talking about taking opportunities when they present themselves, great scenes for Fabio Di Giannantonio. He looks a lot happier than what he did after the sprint yesterday, when he was certainly not happy with some early sprint aggression from Frankie Morbidelli. As he mentioned then, it is back-to-back third places for the Pertamina Enduro VR46 racing team. It was a pretty comfortable one for Digia as well. Marquez's exit left him over 7 seconds clear of Frankie Morbidelli. A great rider first, top 6 on a Yamaha for Jack Miller as Pecco Bagnaia. Yeah, that's a huge weight lifted off the shoulders of the 28-year-old Italian. Of course, he knows what it's like himself to crash out of the lead here in Austin. He did it when he was 2.5 seconds up the road ahead of Alex Rins back in 2023. Emotional scenes for Bagnaia, who makes it win number 30 in MotoGP, the 40th of his Grand Prix career.
It's amazing to say, isn't it, for a rider with previous 29 MotoGP wins and 2 World Championships, but he needed that. Pecco Bagnaia has taken punch after punch, metaphorically speaking, from the other side of the Ducati box so far. Since this dream team was put together, it has been all one-way traffic. Now, of course, there's no question that Marcmarquez had the superior pace today, but he couldn't bring the bike home in one piece. Just how big a difference will this make now to Pecco Bagnaia as we head to Qatar in a couple of weeks, a circuit, of course, where Pecco Bagnaia won last year.
Yeah, you can't keep a good man down for too long, can you? As Pecco Bagnaia celebrates his first win of the season. He'll be really happy with that one because he's been really struggling to find his best form, certainly struggling to find a confident, inspiring feeling on the updated GP25. A nice embrace between Pecco and Alex Marquez. You can just hear in the background. Well, they're celebrating the Gian Antonio's 3rd place, but of course, very much a key member of the VR46 Academy, Pecco Bagnaia. It was Ucho Salucci who was shouting in the background for Bagnaia to come over and congratulate him. Top job. Yeah, great ride that by Jack Miller. Once again, that's the 3rd Grand Prix in a row now. A massive thumbs up. He's been the top Yamaha, 5th place. He'd like, of course, to be closer to the podium, but he had to work hard for that one. Probably was going to be just outside the top 6 had it not been for the key mistakes of 2 Ducati riders ahead of him, Marquez and Fermin Aldeguer crashing out. As he mentioned, it's only those that see the checkered flag that you remember at the end of the day.
Yeah, we can't necessarily call him the king of Kota just yet, but he is certainly the sheriff in Austin this afternoon as he gets ready to enjoy the sweet taste of victory in the form of a hot dog.
Got a nice little sticker here as well, which is putting on the screen of his factory Ducati. It's, of course, a flashback to Mugello. Here he goes. That's a very hard-earned bite of the hot dog here for Pecco Bagnaia. He's got the sweet taste of a MotoGP victory once again. I'll tell you what, Pecco savours a bit. That looks very, very tasty indeed. Yeah, he's enjoyed that moment.
Well, he might.
Yeah, great to see him back on the top step of the podium. Great to see this man as well. Back on the podium for the first time since Qatar 2023. What a ride by Fabio the Gian Antonio. 3rd here in Kota. He's with Jack.
Fabio, I don't think anybody's been through more than you over the last 6 months. Surgery after surgery. So to return to the podium, just how does this feel?
It's amazing. Amazing. I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it for me, for our winter, for the team. I wanted to do the podium with this team. Such a great teamwork. What can I say? I'm just speechless, tired as fuck, honestly. I need like 100, 200 beers this night to recover, and that will help me for sure. But then, yeah, just super happy, amazing performance. For sure, we took the little gift of Mark, but hey, that's racing. We are on the podium, so we're enjoying. The speed is back, the feeling is back, the DJ is back.
Great to see you back.
Thank you, guys. Love you.
Yeah, a throwback to his Moto2 podium here back in 2021, where he adorned the famous T-shirt. The speed is back. Digia is back. Absolutely love it from Fabio. Well, he said he was going to have 200 beers in downtown Austin tonight. Let's hope he does wake up with an almighty headache, because as we mentioned, there's been some dark recent days for Digia, and that's what it's all about. All the sacrifices, all the surgeries, all the hard work behind the scenes that we don't get to see. It's just for these sweet moments as he makes a return to the podium. 2nd once again here, though, in Austin, but he is now the new leader of the MotoGP World Championship. Alex Marquez with Jack.
Alex, you are proof that consistency is key. 2nd again, but you'll head to Qatar as the MotoGP World Championship leader. What does that mean?
Yeah, nice. I mean, yeah, nice. The race was really tough. I mean, from the grid, was a big casino on me, especially, but the team did an amazing job. And I mean, yeah, now we are leading the championship. I mean, it's something that really great. We are the Mr. Seconds, but you know, Mr. Second also pay off. So I mean, super happy. Thanks to all the people that are here, amazing crowd. And I mean, yeah, we are like this, and we need to keep going.
Brilliant ride. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
6 second places then in 2025 for Alex Marquez, but points make prizes, don't they? And he is the early pace setter in the pursuit of the biggest prize there is in motorcycle racing. The BK8 Gresini racing team are certainly enjoying life as they continue to rack up the big points. Alex moves on to 87, puts in 1 clear of Mark. There's going to be very contrasting emotions in downtown Austin tonight for the Marquez clan. There'll be one ecstatic and there'll be one ruining what might have been. As for the 3rd time in the last 6 years, Marc Marquez crashes out of the lead at his beloved Austin. Great to see him though back on the top step of the podium. He's already had the taste of the race-winning hot dog as well here in Austin. Pecco Bagnaia is with Jack.
Pecco, congratulations. There's been so much talk, so much noise over recent weeks. So what was going through your mind when Mark slid out, and just how important a victory does this feel?
I'm super happy. I'm already without voice. I scream out loud during all the lap, and what a fantastic feeling to be back in the top step of the podium after so a difficult period. So very happy. I want to thank all my team that, like always, is doing a fantastic job, and a huge thanks to Carlo and Vale and Gianluca that from home are working hard, and thank you to all.
An excellent ride. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, after his early season woes, Pecco Bagnaia was probably fearing that he missed podiums in successive Grand Prix that he'd finished in about 3 years. But there you go, as he mentioned, you never can keep a good man down, and Pecco Bagnaia takes his first win of the season. The factory Ducati domination of 2025 continues. The Ducati celebrates a 20th successive victory in the MotoGP World Championship. The last time, of course, a Ducati was bettered in MotoGP was now a full year ago when Maverick Vinales took the spoils in the factory Aprilia here at the Circuit of the Americas. But that's the way to silence a few of your doubters, silence a few of your critics. Winning here in Austin for the very first time, and he drags himself right back into early championship contention. Coming into this COTA weekend, he was already cut adrift by 31 points. He will head to Qatar in just 2 weeks' time. Only, what, 12 points adrift of Alex Marquez. Just shows how quickly the picture can change, can't it? Ayagura, another great ride by Agura. Just as he did in the sprint yesterday, Agura starts in P18 and fights his way through to P9, a double top 10, and a real demanding, challenging circuit like Austin will give him plenty of positives to take as we move into the Qatar Grand Prix in 2 weeks' time. That MotoGP race here in COTA just had a little bit of everything, didn't it? A crazy aborted start. Seems like a long time ago, doesn't it, since Marc Marquez was sprinting off the grid. Was that a bit of mind games, a bit of kidology there from the number 93? Well, you do know that he's going to be bombarded about it with questions from the media. Plenty of questions to be answered as well about his mistake at turn 4 when he was leading here in COTA. But take nothing away from our top 3. Bagnaia victorious for the first time in 2025. P1 for him, P1 in the World Championship after another second place for Alex Marquez. And great to see Fabio Di Gianantonio also back on the podium.
Io inizio davanti, facevo fatica.
Oh.
Sì, io tutto non so. Tanto front lock. Ma con la media...
Chi mi presta un braccio? C'ho il braccio sinistro che non lo alzo neanche per bere.
Fare il pezzo 3-4 era tosto,
Da paura. Io penso a metà gara ho usato tutto il corpo.